I have worked in accounting for the last 16 or 17 years in a variety of positions ranging from staff accountant all the way up to corporate controller. And throughout my years in accounting, I've seen journal entries recorded in three different ways. The first one is the manual, painful way, which is you go through the accounting software and you enter line by line your journal entry, which may take you maybe about 10 minutes on average. The second way is to take your data in Excel and create a template that you can use over and over and then upload that file into the accounting software. The third way is very high in automation but requires a lot of engineering work on the front end, which is creating an API connection between the source of the data and your accounting software so that your JE is created automatically. So in this video, we're going to focus on this second method, which is creating an Excel template that you can use over and over and easily upload into your accounting software and requires zero engineering work. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to create it. All right, guys, so we're going to be talking about an example payroll journal entry. And in general, with any journal entry, if it's more than 2 lines, I want you to find a way to put it in Excel and upload the Excel directly to the accounting software, right? So I want you to templatize an Excel file with that journal entry if it's more than 2 lines so that you can just keep using it in the future for whatever it is that you're booking. So we're going to dive in and look at an example of how to automate and templatize a journal entry that is going to be multiple lines. It's going to be at least 15 to 20 lines, and we're going to use a payroll because payroll journal entries usually are longer. So we're going to use that as an example of how to automate and templatize to upload a journal entry into the accounting software. Alright gang, so before jumping into the Excel file and showing you how to templatize and automate the journal entry, I wanted to show you the basic journal entry for payroll, just so that you grasp the basic, and then we can jump into more advanced journal entry. So a basic journal entry is a debit to payroll expense and credit to cash. You know, obviously the debit is going to be multiple lines because payroll is made up of base salaries, bonuses, medical insurance, payroll tax, all this stuff. That's why we're going to use Excel for it. But I wanted to show you the basic journal entry, and then we jump into a more advanced example here in a second. All right, so jumping into the Excel file, this is a February 28, 2022 payroll summary. And this is a file that I created so I can summarize the payroll and then get a summary journal entry that I can put into the accounting software, which is, I'm using QuickBooks Online in this case. So the way I structure my file is going to be pretty simple. So if you look at the bottom here, I have these tabs. The first one is going to be data from TriNet. So TriNet is the payroll provider that I'm using, and data from TriNet means that I log into TriNet and I download my payroll data for the pay period February 28, 2022. And then the second tab here is going to be summary, and this is where I'm summarizing this data. So if I click on that and I show you here, I am basically summarizing the data by department, right? So I have my regular pay, bonus, commission, health insurance, 401k contribution, all that stuff, and then total payroll. Right? So I'm taking the data from TriNet and creating a summary out of it. And then in the third tab, I have my journal entry. So for the journal entry, what you need to do is whatever accounting software you're using. So if you're using QuickBooks Online, you need to figure out what is going to be the format that's going to be accepted for the journal entry. So basically for this, I'm using a third-party software called SaaSant, and I'm going to show you here in a second. That's going to enable me to upload the journal entry into QuickBooks Online. So when I go into SaaSant and I'm connecting SaaSant into QuickBooks Online right now, basically you go there and you say you want to have a new import, and it's going to say, all right, here's a sample template for your import. So you get the sample template, and all you do is just conform to the columns and the rows in the template so that you're going to be able then to upload it here, which then will get booked into QuickBooks Online. All right, so this tab is my journal entry, and this is the final product of what we're doing now, is to arrive at this journal entry so I can then upload it into QuickBooks Online via SaaSant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here to step number 1 and show you what I'm doing. So in data from TriNet, like we said, this is just simply a download of the payroll summary from TriNet. It's going to include all the columns that I need. The payroll date is going to include, what's regular pay versus bonus versus commission, what's going to be the medical and vision for the employer versus the employee, the different deductions, different taxes, and then the net pay or the net paycheck to the employee. So then from that, once I have that, I can go ahead and create a summary tab, which is that next tab over. What I'm doing here is basically just grabbing my departments, and I know I have only 4 departments. So the departments are listed in the report from TriNet. If I flip back, I have here a column for departments. So I know that all the departments are listed and linked to each employee, and that's going to be important in driving the accounting for the payroll cost for these employees. So flipping back to the summary tab here, we've got this information. We know that regular pay, using a SUMIF formula to bring in my regular pay. Here's my regular pay, here's my bonus, here's my commission for each of these departments. So once you have that, this is pretty much half of the battle. Like once you have this summary, then the next step is for you just to figure out which general ledger or account on QuickBooks is going to be linked to regular pay, which one is going to be for bonus, which one is commission, which one is health insurance. And just to help me with that, what I did is I just downloaded my chart of accounts from QuickBooks Online into a tab here, and I call it the account list. So when I open that, I have all of the accounts here from the chart of accounts. And when I take a look at where are the payroll accounts are, I can see that under cost of sales, I got all of the customer support, salaries, and 401k and payroll tax and all that. So I can use these here in my journal entry. I basically just copy them and paste them right into my journal entry tab. So journal entry, if you look at it, you'll see under account, I'm just basically using those same accounts that you see from the chart of accounts tab, right? Then I got the payroll for the rest of the company. So the payroll for the rest of the company is not a cost of sales, it's an operating expense, because if you remember from previous lecture, we talked about payroll affects 2 different categories on income statement: cost of sales and operating expenses. Let me actually flip back to that in a second to show you, and then we come back in here. If you remember, we looked at the accounting for payroll, and we said all of these components of payroll, some of it will go to cost of sales if it's customer support, because this is directly related to supporting the function of the sales of the company. And then we got operating expenses, that's the rest of the team: R&D, G&A, and S&M. And for me to achieve that, I have to create 2 sets of GL accounts, one for cost of sales, salaries, and one for operating expenses, salaries. Let me show you that here in a second. Also, by the way, guys, if you're an accounting professional or a student and want to become a corporate controller, be sure to check out my Controller Academy online course. Number 1, you need to know about billing and revenue accounting. Number 2, you need to learn how to run an efficient accounts payable process. Number 3, you need to know how to record the various business transactions into the accounting software. And number 4, you need to learn how to close the books and create and analyze financial statements. This is why after crossing 100K subscribers in YouTube, I've decided to create the Controller Academy. My name is Bill Hanna, and I'm a licensed CPA in the great state of New York, and I've been working in the accounting field for the last 16 or 17 years, with about 10 years working as a corporate controller. So this is my chart of accounts. I have a set of accounts for cost of sales, salaries, which is customer support, and I have another set of accounts for the rest of the company, which is G&A, S&M, R&D. I have a set of accounts in the chart of accounts for them versus cost of sales. Now let's flip back to our journal entry automation and see how I did that there. All right, so these are all the accounts that we talked about, right? So we have accounts for cost of sales, and we have another set here for the other departments. So this one is for S&M. If you expand it to the right, the class is S&M. I have the set repeated again because I got to capture G&A, and then I got to capture R&D, right? So basically, once you have this here, you put in a memo. You put in your journal entry date. That's very important. A journal entry number, which is sequential to the last journal entry number that you have in QuickBooks Online. You have the date that's gonna drive what booking date it's gonna have, which month is gonna be booked to in QuickBooks. You have the memo. You have your account. The amounts are gonna be a SUMIF. grabbing the value from the summary tab, right? So for example, for customer success, salaries is 38,750. And to show you where that's coming from, you remember that number, 38,750. That's coming from summary under regular pay. Cost of sales is 38,750. So I'm just grabbing this number via SUMIF so that you can go ahead and record the number here. Once you have that, you just put in a description. That's gonna be helpful when you look at each line in the journal entry. It's gonna have that description so you know what you're looking at. And then you put in your class. That's gonna book it to the right class in QuickBooks Online. And then, there's a question here whether this is an adjustment. This is not an adjustment. This is an entry that we're making from scratch. And then you have currency code. If you leave that blank, QuickBooks Online is going to assume it's USD, which is the case here. But if it's a different currency, you'll be using that here. I'm not using location. Name doesn't matter for this payroll booking. So this is pretty much all of the expense accounts here, summarizing the total. And then I got the last entry is going to be my cash. So credit to cash for the total amount. So a credit would be negative in this case because the way this looks at is debit is positive numbers and credit is going to be negative number. So I have a credit to my cash, which is my Chase checking account 3456, right? And if I add my total number here should be 0. So the sum, if you look here, at the bottom is 0, which makes sense because any journal entry the debits need to balance with the credits. Otherwise, it's not going to be booked. It's going to be an error. And then I'm basically here having a check, which is doing the same thing, summing the entire column to make sure it's 0. So now that this is ready for recording, all I do is copy and paste this into a new file so I can save it as journal entry. So I just copy it, open up a new file, and just paste it as values. And once I have this here as values, I can close it out and I can go ahead into SASAnt and upload the file. So I'll show you real quick how that's done. So when I go into SASAnt, I'll say browse file, and I'll choose my journal entry. So I have my Feb 2028 or 2022 payroll journal entry. So I'm going to select that. It's going to say that I can continue down here at the bottom. And then, which tab in the file do you want? It's going to be sheet 1. It's only one sheet. And then, it's asking me what kind of entry this is. So I have to select journal entry. And pretty much is mapping. So looking at my file, journal number is mapping it to journal number, the account to the account, and so on and so forth. And then you pretty much can click import to QuickBooks. And once you do, I'm not gonna do it because I've done it already. Once you click on that, that's gonna import it to QuickBooks. And then all you gotta do after that is just log into QuickBooks to double check that your booking has worked. So let's flip back to QuickBooks and take a look. So in QuickBooks, all I got to do is go to the navigation on the left, go to reports, and run a profit and loss report. So I'm going to go to reports, profit and loss. And when I go here, I want to select February. So I can go here and say February 1 to February 28 and run report. And it's going to show me my payroll. Remember this number, the customer support salary is 38,750, all of the medical insurance, 401k, all of this good stuff. And then it recorded the reduction to cash. And you can see the actual journal entry. If you click on any of the numbers here, you can view the actual journal entry by clicking on the record. So let's click and you'll see all of the things that we recorded are here, and your credit of the total to cash with our memo and everything that we uploaded. So this has been an overview of how to templatize the payroll journal entry. Now that you have this file, all you got to do in the future payroll run is go into the tab data from TriNet and paste in the data in here, as long as it's the same column ordering, and just paste it in here, and everything's going to get summarized and then picked up by your journal entry. This is what I meant by templatizing a file and automating automating the process of uploading into QuickBooks Online. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up and share it with someone who will benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next video.